I don't know, I like that part. Thank you so much for joining us, especially if you are new on this platform. So we say welcome back again. And to you all, read the caption of this broadcast and read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast, like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And then sit back, relax as I deliver the goodies, right? From the package that I've brought to you tonight, from all that happened and still happening in Nigeria. So, sorry, one sec. Something popped up there. The National Assembly today, which is actually the two chamber of the National Assembly, House of Representatives, as well as the Senate, they deliberated on Tifnumbu's declared state of emergency in Rivers State, as well as the suspension of Sim Fubara as governor and his deputy. Yesterday, it was clearly stated that except the National Assembly approves Tifnumbu's declaration, that declaration will remain null and void. But without the approval of the National Assembly, I mean, Tifnumbu already inaugurated the acting or the sole administrator. A lot of people are currently questioning that under what law or which law did Tifnumbu inaugurate a new administrator, a sole administrator, in place of the elected, public officials in Rivers State. So when the people are called the doubters, there are people who believe that somehow, Nigeria is redeemable. And sometimes they expect this den of corrupt rogues to actually do the right thing once. So yesterday, one of the senators, Siriake Dixon from Bayelsa, was on a program on Arise TV, where he clearly stated that Tifnumbu would need 73 senators to approve his declared state of emergency. And by the Constitution, it is true that Tifnumbu has the power to declare this, even though he doesn't have the power to remove the governor or suspend any governor, okay? However, the National Assembly will still have to debate it and vote on it individually. It is not by voice vote. So which will clearly show where every one of them stands. Those who support or those who are against. But again, that same yesterday, there were reports of movements of raw cash, hard currencies to bribe these lawmakers. There is no evidence of that presented to the public yet, but there were rumors. $25,000 each ahead. And that the pressure was being mounted at the time to ensure that there were no physical votes on the matter. Rather, the voice votes, which would just be the ayes have it. Even if there are those who says their nay and opposes it, this protects these lawmakers. This is the deal, that it protects them from the public, bashes or the public criticism if they were to vote physically and individually. So this morning, indeed, the drama started from the House of Representatives, where 260 something of them were in the plenary, and it was the time to decide if the declaration of state of emergency and suspension of the state governor was right, or rightly done by Tifnumbu or not. The members who were opposed to it, you will say, expected that they were going to, after kind of debating it back and forth and all that, right, that they were going to be allowed to vote on it until the speaker changed the rule right there and then, changed this particular critical rule of declaring state of emergency, the first of its kind in this regard, all right, and rejected every member's opposition to it. Watch this.
President is at liberty to lift this suspension. Is that what you are saying? Okay, please can we get somebody to second? Honorable Miriam.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Miriam Odinaka Onoha. I represent Isi Alambano, Onimo, Okigwe Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. This morning I rise to second this motion as moved by my brother Ali Jesse, that this House do support the proclamation in view that it could be reviewed shorter than the 6-month period when the two parties come to table, whether it's tomorrow or even earlier than that. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this request should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Any more contributions? Any more contributions? So we put the question. Are we ready for the question? Are we ready? Those in support of this request of Mr. President as amended should say aye. Aye. Those in support of this request from Mr. President as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Thank you very much. Clerk. The minority leader, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that we do consider the request. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. So, Majority Leader, please can you lead the debate on this particular request from Mr. President?
Mr. Speaker, constitutional point of order.
Who is raising the point of order? Yes, Honorable.
The Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Obi Agocha. I represent the great people of Ipuano, whom I had not, whom I had South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, since the President's letter concerns proclamation, Mr. Speaker, the constitutional procedures that must be followed as enshrined in Section 305, subsection 6B, that says for us to consider this President's request that this House must have two-thirds of members present. Mr. Speaker, may I please ask?
We already have our attendance registers, honorable colleague,
Mr.
and we'll
Speaker,
rely on that to ensure.
Mr. Speaker, this is a constitutional.
Yes,
Can we do a head count, Mr. Speaker?
That
to
is not.
ascertain that we have a quorum.
Yes.
To ascertain that we have.
Yes,
that
yes.
We have
our attendance register will guide us accordingly, honorable. Please.
Sir?
Our attendance registers will guide us accordingly. Members are still signing, and at the end of the day, we'll take attendance.
Mr. Speaker, can that be made available now for the members to know whether we have formed a quorum? Whether we have formed a quorum, Mr. Speaker, as enshrined in the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, so that our deliberations are not going to be deliberations based on illegality.
It is noted, honorable. Please, you can sit down. Sit down, please. Your point of order is noted. Please sit down. The leader of the House, please. Any more contributions? Any more contributions?
So, immediately after that, they approved the declaration. by using voice votes. Those in support say aye, those against say nay. Similarly, at the Akwa Senate, deliberation also started on the legality or the process of that declaration, and those who were against it were up debating that too. So their expectation was that they were going to put it into a vote so that everybody can know where everyone belongs, right? So Akwa at first, it was Okpeyemo Bamidele that moved the motion that they should go into closed session. Closed session simply means that for now, the camera off, we go into a room and we discuss how are we going to do this, right? Well, in that room, I think that was where they got the news that the House of Representatives have successfully used the same voice vote. So it's been declared legal and approved. So immediately they came out, the agenda was to now adjourn. But the drama as they play out at the Senate as well this morning. Please watch this. This is quite a long one though, a stretch. Brethren.
As amended. I hereby forward for the consideration of the Senate copies of the official gazettes of the State of Emergency Proclamation 2025. The main features of the proclamation are as follows. A declaration of a state of emergency in one state of the Federation, namely Rivers State, the suspension from office of the governor, his deputy, and all members of the State House of Assembly, and appointment of Vice Admiral Ibogaite Iba as retired as administrator to administer the state subject to any instructions or regulations as may from time to time be issued by me. While I look forward to the expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This letter is committed to the Committee of the entire Senate for immediate consideration.
To move that pursuant to Order 1B of our rules, to enable us take for the first order of the day, which is my motion pursuant to the proclamation of state of emergency in Rivers State, in respect of which Mr. President just read the correspondence from Mr. President stating the proclamation. I so move, Mr. President.
The Minority Leader.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion moved by the leader of the Senate that the Senate reorders its order paper for today to take the first order of the day. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we reorder the items on our order paper to take
Point of order, Mr. President.
To take the
Mr. President, there's a point of order. We need to order ourselves appropriately.
Distinguished colleagues.
Yes.
Distinguished colleagues. A motion has been moved and seconded, and it behooves on the presiding officer to put the question. And after that, anybody who wants to move a point of order can do so. But in the meantime, can I put the question? Those in support that we reorder our order papers, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Procedure. Just a point of order. It's not. It doesn't stop your. Doesn't stop the motion.
Distinguished Senator Siraki Dixon.
Yes.
I watch you on television.
Mr. President, I have
And
a
you
point of
pointed
order
out,
for which you have recognized me.
Listen to me now.
Yes.
Let's not argue. If we argue, it won't be good for any of us. We are all distinguished people. You are a former governor, I'm a former governor. Let us, please, off the mic, sit down. Please be seated. I watched you on television, and you said no matter what the Senate does, the Senate will never go with you. The Senate will not go with you. You said no matter what this Senate does, the Senate will not have your vote on anything the Senate does. That's what you said on television. I don't know, but I'm saying that if you have already made up your mind to go and talk on television when the Senate has not even considered any issue, I want to let you know.
To me, please.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm only saying, please allow me to preside. Allow me to preside.
Make my point for which.
Stand up and make a point.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please, we must have mutual respect for all of our colleagues, okay? And I do have regard for you, particularly as our presiding officer.
I appreciate
And I think that should be reciprocal. Now, the point of order, Mr. President, Henry Seraki Dixon, Bayelsa West. The point of order I rose to address is to draw the attention of the presiding officer and our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules. Each one of us is guided by two documents: the Constitution of the Federal Republic, upon which we were sworn, and the rules that govern our proceedings. The proclamation has been read to us, and I wanted to draw your attention, Mr. President, respectfully, and the attention of all our colleagues, to the specific provisions of our rules. Order 135. The framers of this are very exhaustive. Once you say state of emergency declaration, there is a procedure.
Can you read 135?
Let me read it. Say, look, 133. When the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by instrument published in the Gazette of the Government of the Federation, issues a proclamation of a state of emergency in the Federation or of any part thereof, he shall immediately after the publication, A, B, C, D. Now, since you have read it, now let me go to 135. The President shall, in a closed session, brief the Senate on the circumstances of the proclamation of a state of emergency.
For us to go to closed session.
Yes.
When you raise it, but I'm happy that you are reading your rules. So your point of order is happily upheld. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I really wish distinguished Senator Seraki Dixon had allowed me, to, follow. And in the first instance, I came under Order 1B of our rules, which gives us power to regulate our procedure. And so the first task was for me to let our colleagues know that we're going to be changing the items as arranged on the other paper.
On the other paper.
Yes, sir. So the next thing, of course, was for me
Senator, did you hear that? He said that he came under Order 1B.
Yes.
To request the Senate to grant him approval to reorder the items on the other paper. And then thereafter, he was about to proceed to the next stage,
yes,
which was to move a motion for us to go into a closed session.
Pursuant to Order 135 of our rules.
Too much. You can never. It's better to err on the part of surplusage. That's why I'm happy that you also read your rules.
Again, let me say I'm happy that most distinguished Senator Seraki Dixon is very familiar, with the rules, and like every one of us, that is the only way we can have, peace, and we can proceed diligently as a Senate. So, having said that, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let me say that I move, pursuant to Order 135 of our rules, that the Senate now goes into a closed session.
You're following the drama. Well, after that face-off back and forth, They went into closed session for a few hours. And when they came out of that, it was an announcement made by Akpabiole. Then the voice votes. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. That is how they buried your Decree 24, called 1999 Constitution, officially today. Follow this.